All right, ladies and gentlemen, dudes, listen, ladies, back in the kitchen. We subscribe to Harrison Butker, dude. Buy your jerseys. I can't believe, dude, I could not quit laughing after hearing that speech and everybody going up in arms with their pitchforks for what that guy said. And then all of a sudden it comes out and goes, hey, man, top 5 jersey seller.
Yeah, that was the wild one. I was just like, he was like, oh man, that's gonna really hurt his career, man. The people are gonna be selling out more jerseys than anybody right now. I mean, if you're a kicker, I mean, he's just doing like the anti-Pat McAfee, I guess. Rather than being cool, he's like, I'm just gonna be strict with.
I would
Lord.
argue that he could be cool there, right?
Yeah, he went televangelist in order to make money. He was like, I got to figure out how to get into this money game. Oh, I know. Christian overtones.
Everybody says it was the golden age. Let's go back to the values of the 50s and 40s.
My favorite thing, honestly, of that whole situation, it is funny. He is a kicker, so he definitely doesn't have a PR person. Like, nobody proofread his speech before he went out.
What better person to have than a kicker to kick this topic off? Let's start it.
Yeah, let's send it to the back of the end zone and send them right back to the
kitchen. Yeah, he put him really did a coffin corner on the whole female population.
Squib kicks it to himself. Who said kickers aren't athletes?
Whoa. Hell yeah.
No, my favorite part is the fact that the nuns of the school came out with a statement.
Yeah,
afterwards.
They were having none of it.
Yeah, they were straight up. They said, we do not agree with this limitation on what women can and can't do. Even the nuns were like, that's not what God's talking about. And Harrison Butker was like, is he though? Is he not?
I do love how he just kept pointing to his wife and be like, she couldn't be happier. I'm not going to let her talk.
I haven't
but
watched
she's
the
happy.
Speech. I haven't watched the speech. Was it like a Stockholm syndrome?
That's how I picture it. I just read what he said. It was during a commencement speech for graduation. I did not, in my head, I made it so much worse than it actually was. Like, he's got her tied to like a chair next to him.
He sounded like an old Baptist preacher up there.
Yeah. She can't be happier. Meanwhile, she's like gagged, so she can't say anything. About to go
wearing the
hogtied.
Wearing the handsmaid's tale fucking dress and little head bonnet.
Yeah, she looks like a Quaker.
Oh, dude, she's just straight Mormoned out. It's really weird. He went hardcore Mormon with his Christian values.
Yeah, and then he's like, all right, well, I got to get back to my house on the, what is it, House on the Little Prairie? Or whatever that was called.
Yeah.
Little House on the Prairie.
Yeah, Little House on the Prairie. She's got to get back to turning butter. I don't have any endorsement deals. I just turn butter and fucking sell
My endorsements is free living with the Amish.
Yeah. My endorsement's homesteading. I fucking have giant bales.
My endorsement's her father Ezekiel, who gave her to me via arrangement when we were 8.
Yeah.
I don't know if they do arranged marriages.
I'm sure they do in some capacity, right? Like back in the
day.
Amish, yeah, for sure.
I
think
the
Amish and Christians, I think every religion has done arranged marriages. You just were whatever you could buy and sell your daughter for.
It's just so weird. It's like, oh man, we ran out of things to barter with. Well, we can make kids.
Yeah. Well, how about, hey, you see this? Daughter. How down on his luck was the first guy who was just like, I gotta sell my daughter. Like that, was that a hard decision, or do you think he was like, easy, I got a sale for you? I know what all dudes like.
Well, you think no?
From R. Kelly to Harvey Weinstein.
I
know what
the
dudes
first
like.
guy that had that was just getting beaked at constantly by his wife. Insert numero deuce female in there, and all of a sudden you're just getting beaked at constantly, and he's like, all right, one of you's gotta go.
Yeah. I can't have 2 smoke alarms constantly chirping.
I only got batteries for one of you.
There's only one thing fucking louder in this house, and that's the other smoke alarm. Yeah, the first guy who had to come up with that idea, that's wild as shit. I think the first, I'm completely spitballing here. I have no historical backup for this. But didn't the reason they used to marry off daughters and stuff anyway, originally was
To appease John Mayer?
Yeah. So they'd be good to their daughters.
Yeah.
So mothers would be good to their daughters.
Yes.
No, I think they did it so warring tribes, or not warring tribes, but tribes then had a connection between bloodlines, and there wouldn't be as much war and stuff between them because you had family within those. I think that's kind of like what the idea of arranged marriages were at the beginning, and that's how like oligarchies and all that shit kind of spun out.
I'm not even going to feign to know what or why that ever occurred.
I don't know. You know what I'm truly basing this off of? Ace Ventura, When Nature Calls, because the whole point is they marry that princess off to that one tribe, so like they kind of like unify the tribes, and they're no longer they're at peace together. So basing this off of a movie where Jim Carrey crawls out of a rhino's ass.
Guano.
Yeah. Yeah, and you know what? I shouldn't probably base all of my cultural knowledge and stuff off of those kind of movies, considering the 90s apparently were super offensive and not doing their research when it came to those movies.
I think they did just enough research.
I think they just enough.
Yeah, just enough to absolutely fucking nail it.
Yeah. Like, I learned that dolphins are transphobic because of those movies.
I learned you can confuse a shark for a dolphin.
Yeah. It's not so like. It's not so like. So, I don't know. Marrying off your daughter just had to be a fucking terrific way to fucking get a couple new bedrooms up. That's how the man cave started. He needed the extra bedroom so he could chill.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. You know, do you think that the decimation of the orphanages really hurt some families, and that's why the child birth has gone down, is because now there's not a home for unwanted children?
Are there less orphanages? I thought there were more than ever.
They don't. What? No.
Yeah.
No.
I think there's more orphanages than ever.
No,
dog.
There's not, because they all live with Sarah McLachlan. Okay.
That's dogs.
Okay.
Dude, Sarah McLachlan just has every
dog and kid.
Every dog and kid. Dude, what if it turns out Sarah McLachlan is the plug for Epstein's Island? She was the one supplying everything.
Well, I mean, it's definitely a possibility.
It might be.
She was in with his wife.
Well, yeah. Are there a shortage of orphanages? I don't feel like there are.
There's not near as many as there used to be. Orphanages aren't a thing. Now it has people do, I don't know what it's called, adoption. It's not quite adoption, where it's like your temporary house, and you hold them till they get adopted.
Yeah, that's, fuck what they call it.
I don't remember off the top of my head. The term is, I get government money.
Yeah, it's free income, and I can just keep these things locked in my basement.
I collect them like Pokemon till I get my money.
Chow time! Throwing buckets down there.
Just fucking oatmeal in a bucket.
Why aren't there orphanages anymore? Oh, okay. By the 1950s, more children lived in foster homes,
foster
homes,
you were
looking for, than orphanages in the United States. By the 1960s, foster care became a government-funded program. Since then, U.S. orphanages have gone extinct entirely. Mm-hmm. Wow, there aren't any orphanages?
Yeah, okay. I was like, I don't know where you're getting your news from.
I don't know. I guess I haven't. I'm sorry, Nathan. Are you searching where's nearest orphanage? Are you like, I got some shit I got?
Yeah, I want to go down there and like a vaudevillian villain, go down there with a cane and just twirl it and go, and keep walking.
I guess, but you could still adopt kids. So do you have to adopt them via a foster home? Like, so
no, if you adopt them, you are a foster home.
No.
Yes.
I don't think that's how that works.
Yes.
Can't you just legally adopt a child, though?
But then you're a foster home.
What? What?
Yes, you can adopt but you're a foster home.
So just once they turn 18, they can just fucking dip if they want, basically. Then
Huh?
you have no.
They can, more like they will, because you give them a 10.5 out the door.
Yeah.
He's 18 now.
Yeah, no check anymore. Well, you're not bringing home the bacon anymore. Time for you to skedaddle.
Hey, yeah, that's where you're like, hey, Brian, meet new Brian. You got to get outside.
Yeah. My name's Theodore. Shut up, new Brian. You will speak when spoken to. Facts and figures about orphan tourism? What?
Tourism?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Well,
this is called rethinkorphanage.org.
I love how you found Epstein's farm system.
Yeah. Yeah. It says, take the Lolita Express to some awesome places to check out some great kids. Why'd they say it like that?
You'll find the kid just for you.
You know, why do people... I think people need to get better editors. They're writing things way too crazy.
It's
While
nuts.
true intent is unknown, it is estimated that as many as 8 million children across the world live in residential care institutions, also known as orphanages. The UNICEF collects data of
The
about
eunuchs?
140 countries. Collects data from about 140 countries shown.
How the fuck do
that
you
at
make an
least-
acronym that says the eunuchs? UNICS?
No,
Eunuch.
you misheard. It was it's UNICEF.
Oh, I thought, okay. I just thought it was...
UNICEF.
Okay.
Yeah, you've heard of UNICEF.
No.
Yeah, you don't know what UNICEF? You've never heard of UNICEF?
No.
UNICEF. Yeah, it's a thing.
Sounds
It's
like a
the,
Russian oligarchy.
Yeah, the United Nations International Children's Emergency Fund, UNICEF. It's a humanitarian aid organization.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Sure.
Yeah, you ever heard of UNICEF?
Oh, these are the ones that ran out of pizza parlor basements. Gotcha.
Yeah. Clinton found it.
It was in the emails.
We need hot dogs. About 10,000 hot dogs. Are they plump?
Hot dogs and applesauce and some Capri Suns.
Oh, yeah. 140 countries shown at least 2.7 million children were living in orphanages. However, recognized this way only is the tip of the iceberg. A number of children in unregistered orphanages were not counted. So there are unregistered orphanages just like harboring kids. Is that what the sex traffickers are fucking calling their places? No, this is orphanage. We just can't document kids.
I love how you just made them Ukrainian. No wonder the Russians are going after them.
Oh yeah, dude. Actually, in YouTube Russia, well, you just can't access it here unless you have a VPN. They have some sick pedophile hunter channels on YouTube there.
Their difference is they just kill them.
Dude, wouldn't that be crazy if the Russian YouTube channels were just like
Snuff films?
That was their propaganda. Was they were like, no, Ukraine is pedophiles, and we are catching them talking to underage Russian children.
You know, I'm going to say, I'm just going to go out on a limb here, and I'm going to say you probably could find some propaganda stating just that.
Yeah, all Ukrainians are pedophiles.
They all love Subway, thus they are like Jared, who is pedophile.
They enjoy footlong and boys in whitey tighties, much like our greatest foe, Jared Fogle. Dude, that's what if Vladimir Putin's always calling the White House is like, just surrender us Jared Fogle and we'll end all other wars. We just want Fogle. You know what? Don't ask what we'll do to him. You know the answer. Just see fucking Fogle's skin flying on top of the St. Petersburg.
Yeah, like a flag.
Yeah. Honestly, I think everybody'd be like, you know what? Vlad's pretty cool.
Yeah.
He's really impaling it, you know? He's paling it. This is
Not what
the
I was
dumbest
thinking
shit
about, because
ever.
in my head, you said Palin. I went Nailin' Palin. Ah, yes.
I was thinking Vlad the Impaler, but okay.
Yeah, see, yeah. I know where you were going, and my mind went
Yeah.
Pan.
I was trying to find this like tourism thing. What is this fun facts and figures about orphan tourism? I just want to know. Okay. The United Nations Convention on Rights of Children and the Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disabilities make clear that children should grow up in a family environment, and that priority should be given to the support the children's parents' extended family to enable them to care. I want to know
How
about
much
the
money
tourism.
was written on this blatantly obvious statement? Hey, the parents out of the equation. Give the kid to somebody else in that family. Let's see. Common sense wins here, but they probably spent millions of dollars to have a shell corporation put this mantra up online.
Probably. You're probably not wrong. There's probably some kind of. I was trying to, when it said tourism, I was like, are there people just going around like checking? I guess there is somebody going and getting the figures from these places. So
No, the tourism counts for the greedy fucks that are out there like, I adopted little Carol here. Look at me. Give me my kudos.
Yeah. It turns out Cambodian children are like Gucci bags.
Jesus.
What? You can't tell me that fucking what's-her-nut who played Tomb Raider.
I love it how you like, little Cambodia. It's like, well, I got a Prada version from North Korea.
Yeah, dude, I swear to God, like, it's nothing new. Everybody talks about that with these celebrities, and I hope they do love those kids.
You know, I
really
just
do.
love it. Oh, my designer children here. Oh, thanks, Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie.
Yeah, I hope they do really love those kids, right? I hope they take care of them.
Well, according to the passengers in that plane, Brad Pitt didn't love them too much.
Wait, what happened on a plane?
You didn't hear about that? That whole fight?
No,
Yeah,
I don't
dude,
remember.
He slapped his kid and shit, and people were throwing a huge fit. Now they don't want to be with him or something. I only know
his kids don't
third-hand
wanna be
shit
with
I've
Brad
seen
Pitt?
on the internet, and, I believe all of it. So, yeah.
Listen, Brad Pitt hits kids, and how could you not expect that? He was in Fight Club. He started Fight Club.
Yeah, he really did.
Of course he's going to hit kids.
Yeah.
Well-
When your dad is Tyler Durden, you got to be mentally and physically tough.
Right. This is a weird episode to start out with. I'm going to be honest. I don't even know how we got to this, the orphans thing.
It's because you said orphanages were a thing.
I thought they were. I honestly just learned
Yeah,
that,
in
and
the
that's
fucking
a fucking
50s.
that's a mind-blowing thing to me.
That they're gone. You don't have this hospital-looking fucking place with this the sister's nunnery walking down a bunch of hospital beds and like, okay, little Timothy, go to bed.
Yeah, you're painting a nicer picture of it, because every time you see an orphanage in a fucking TV show or a movie, you're just like, this is hell. This is the scariest fucking thing ever. Especially for like a child growing up, that is not an ideal environment.
Do you
like,
think
have nuns
orphanages
dressed...
were the government's first attempt at MK Ultra, and then they're like, fuck it, we'll just use drugs instead of starting shit from their inception of youth?
Probably. That might be close, because nuns, like, let's be honest, they're dressed kind of like shadow demons. You watching them going
They
up and
live
down
on
the
both
fucking
sides.
halls? Yeah, when they fucking have those flowing long dresses that go all the way down and they have their
Yeah.
heads covered.
And they're walking with that candle because they don't have electricity.
Yeah. Because it's the Sabbath for some reason. And we're like, we're not even Jewish. You can turn on a light.
This year
You're
we're celebrating
Catholic.
Hanukkah. What?
Yeah, just like there's a reason some of those kids like probably turned up just fucking crazy because of the conditions of those places.
Yeah. Well,
I guess it's the same. So maybe is that like a? It's got to be like a similar thing with the insane asylums when they shut all those down. So they shut down basically
yeah, they didn't shut
orphanages
those
and
down
insane
so
asylums
much as
around the same time.
It's funny because the insane asylums served a purpose. And that purpose was they kept people from shitting on your streets. Now, people didn't realize this until recently when they started looking it back up and going, oh man, I was looking at the app at San Francisco and it says there's so much shit on the streets. Why is this happening?
Maybe because Alcatraz has been closed.
Yeah, dude, the rock. You gotta open it back up.
Yeah. You can shit all over that rock, okay? You just can't shit over here in
You
the
don't even have
bank.
to leave them in the cells anymore. Just go drop them off and fucking, hey, have fun.
Just turn it into a fucking internment camp is what you're talking about. Just dropping supplies off in crates.
I didn't say to do it. I just gave a suggestion. And it'll be like weapon drops in Call of Duty where they just drive by and drop a giant crate of shit.
Yeah. I recently saw a video that is one of my new favorite. I didn't look into it at all, but it is a crazy conspiracy about the insane asylums, right? So those all came around, and then eventually they got rid of them, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they shut them down. But not only did they shut them down, they tore most of them down.
Really?
With a lot of the, apparently according to this video, I said, the guy in this video was like, you can't find this. This was like, see this beautiful, cool building? Well, it's gone. Like, they destroyed it all. And a lot of it with, like, the records that were there, too, are gone.
Yeah.
Like, and
because
so that's where they
had to close it up because in each basement of those was a portal to hell.
Yeah. I think that's probably where that theory eventually went if I would have watched the 3-part video.
It wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah. It was like, of course they're experimenting on the mentally insane. And they also, according to him, which I'm sure this happened too, they weaponize insane asylums on people.
What?
They kind of,
how would you weaponize it?
Because you call someone crazy. And
it was a witch trial.
Locked away.
Okay.
Yeah, they were the modern day Salem witch trials, dude. And then you go in there and you just have them lobotomized, and boom, problem solved. I inherit the fortune.
That is the craziest thing is when they're like, we can fix them. We're just gonna cut out this part of the brain
Let
here.
me put this fucking ice pick up your nose here and just give a 1, 2, click. Okay, there you go, champ. Now get out there and drool on some fucking crossword puzzles.
We'll give you some methamphetamines to make you feel good.
That's right. It is a puzzle of a kitty. It's a fucking rabbit.
Oh, God, he's stabbing it again.
Yeah, the insane asylums are wild. I'll look it up because I didn't look up the video after he said it, but I just believed it. I was like, yeah, I bet they did tear down all the insane asylums afterwards and destroyed all the medical documents.
Yeah, I'm sure they did the same shit for orphanages.
Oh yeah.
And if you go back and look, what's crazy
that
is
was a buffet for the Catholic Church.
Jesus Christ.
There's a big thing. There's a huge story about one in Omaha.
No, the reason I was doing that is because I believe that implicitly. The issue that I see is looking back at those, how the fuck were we building castles? Because let's not get anything twisted. That's what these fucking places are.
The insane asylums?
Insane asylums?
The first one I looked up looks like a fucking castle.
They're castles. It's like, who the fuck needs this? You know what? Doctors and people off their fucking rocker and unwanted family members.
Yes. Hello, Chris.
Would you like some fava beans?
Welcome to my fortress of solitude.
Oh, don't go down there.
Yeah. No, that's a huge scandal. Have you ever read about the Franklin scandal in Omaha?
Oh, he never put the key on the kite?
I wish it was that simple, dude. It's about Boys Town and like how that whole thing was like a giant pedophile ring, and these guys had because this was back when you could make your own bank, and you could still technically do this to make a bank, but like they had their own bank, they had a scheme with the money and everything. It's a fucking crazy thing, and because it was in Omaha, like it was like an interstate haven for trafficking children. Yeah, it's a whole and it happened right in Omaha.
Gotcha. See, so that happened. It's funny because now, and that just made me think of a story I read about Boy Scouts, because they're now going to change it to Scouting America because Epstein Island's going global. So now they're just scouting the entire nation.
Yeah.
But no, I thought that was crazy because they're like, oh, we're going to be all inclusive and we're going to just be Scouting America. I'm like, oh, so, but Then are the Girl Scouts still a thing?
Yeah.
It's so
I
weird.
don't know. Yeah, because that got engulfed, didn't it? Didn't they combine them?
Fuck, fine though, dude. All I know
There
is
was a
if
thing
those
about
cookies
that
are
for a little
gone,
bit.
that sucks. But then again, I guess you get knockoffs everywhere anymore.
Right. Yeah, I guess you could get knockoffs. There'll be people doing that. It'll be like, this is the Boy Scouts. Like, we only let actual boys. It'll be
Yeah,
like a right
you know who's doing it?
biological boy.
You wanna know who's doing it?
Who?
Fucking churches. They've already jumped in.
Oh, dude, of course they have.
Mhm.
Dude, the church across the street from me does fucking karate lessons. Like, I see them come out like kids in geese and stuff. And I was like, that's a good front as a Catholic church to have, like, no, we're teaching them self-defense. So if any of our priests come at them, like, they know what to do.
We taught them faith jitsu.
Yeah, you just literally go, oh, Jesus, protect
No,
me.
that's monk. That's awesome though.
I'm trying to see if there's like a thing about them destroying them.
What, all the orphanages and stuff?
The insane asylum.
Oh, yeah.
I feel it.
Mm-hmm. I almost wonder, was it a true demo with dynamite, or were they in there with like backhoes and shit because they were ensuring everything was buried?
That's a good question. Well, I don't think they demoed a lot back in the day. 18 abandoned psychiatric hospitals and why they were left behind. Okay.
Well, there's I can tell you, Wade, I know where one still exists.
Uh-huh.
There is an island off of New York, and everybody's like, oh, it's so haunted and all this stuff. And it was the crazy, it was where they sent all the insane people.
Right.
So the place is
Staten Island, probably the New York City farm colony.
All I know is
That's what I just looked at. That's it.
Really?
One on this list.
Yeah. Well, it's one of the ones still standing.
Or yeah, and there's a Queens, New York one. I think the one I've heard about, the one you've talked about, or you're talking about, yeah, but it's still standing, and people go there and fuck around, right?
Yeah. And then they lie and say they see ghosts or hear them or something because they got those little specters. I fucking hate ghost hunters.
Yeah, no, ghost hunters are the fucking worst, dude. It's the goddamn worst. I'm going to stop trying to look up this asylum stuff because there's too much.
You're going to get put on a list, but somebody's trying to access files that we deleted.
This guy's been looking up stuff about conspiracy theories. Now he's looking into sane asylums. He also looked up origami on tinfoil hats. We got him.
We got the origami killer.
Yeah, we got him. Yeah, it's interesting though. It's that you used to be able to just lock people up like that. And yeah, ghost hunters are the worst too. There's a ton of those YouTube channels. If you fall down that rabbit hole, your fucking whole feed gets absorbed in that.
It drives me crazy that they pick up static and they might as well just be like, I will put a hand on the Bible. That said something. And that meant something very intimate to me. I'm like, all right, dude.
Yeah. And then they show themselves driving around in like shitty like vans.
Oh yeah,
and stuff.
they got
and
the
as soon
crappiest.
as the camera turns off, it's like Bill or what's his fucking name? Bear Grylls, and they're just like staying in fancy hotels and they drive a fucking Lambo.
Yeah.
Going around to fucking haunted mansions and never finding anything, and they've made millions.
Yeah, it's the real life Scooby-Doo crew, and they always find out, oh, the ghost was a real person.
Yeah, it's a goddamn snake oil salesman. There's a lot of snake oil salesmen nowadays.
They're really,
But that's also
I
another
don't know.
conspiracy.
No, that's not a conspiracy. That is called idiocracy of all these idiots that believe all this shit on the internet. Low-key, me and you need to make something up and just say, I turn my health around by having this and just cramming it down my collar. And let's make money. Who cares if we're lying? Morals be damned, because let's jump in line and make some cash.
Yeah, you can make so much money being a grifter, dude.
Might
just
as well.
making a thing and just be like, no, I hardcore stand on this.
Yeah.
I stand on business.
I mean, how much did what's that Jack?
Yeah, apparently
dude
there's not
that
enough.
Always ate raw meat, Liver King.
Yeah.
How much that dude fucking
Grifter.
make? And all he did was, hey, I took some roids and I got jacked.
Yeah, and then he got called out for taking roids, and I guarantee
He's
still
probably
has
coming
a
back,
shit
though.
ton of followers.
Oh yeah.
Although he's probably, let's find
How
out.
much do you want to make a bet he made a lie and said, I'm going clean, but he's still on the roids? And he's like, look at my progress. I just
He's
want
still
to take
got
my kit twice a
2.4
week
million
now.
followers.
What?
Yeah. Still got that many followers, even after getting busted for fucking being on roids. Juice into the gills.
I mean, okay. So he's still making a damn good living.
Yeah. Should I check the fucking comments?
Oh, yes.
It's just nothing, but it's not anybody actually supporting him. It's just all people.
You know, unless it's Buff Bagwell giving out pointers, I don't fucking care. Or
Yeah,
Scott Steiner.
Scott Steiner at least was honest with you. You know what he said? You can't get a pop like Papa Pump. Okay, you can't do it. You ain't got the goods.
Dude, that guy coming out in the chainmail headdress, fucking ruled.
He's the fucking bad. Oh, it's the Roid Ranger.
No,
That's the first comment.
no. Let's go.
I love Roid Ranger is the fucking best. Next comment. Dope photo. Dude, I knew right away this was just gonna be all fucking.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, and then shred it, and then there's a couple of these in here. Yeah, so funny. I love that the top comments though are just roasting the fuck.
I mean, because hey, let's be honest, Wade. He really moves the needle.
He's really pumping up those numbers.
Mm.
Yeah. It's being a grifter. There is a lot of money in it. There's definitely not a lot of money in trying to make fun of insane asylums and orphanages for 20 minutes. But hey, you know what? We learned something that orphanages don't exist anymore. That blows my fucking mind, dude. That hurts my brain.
Yeah, well, don't try and open any classified documents to find out what happened.
Yeah, is that just here in the U.S. or are there
Please tell
orphanages
me
in England?
there's some Cockney version of an orphanage over in the U.K.
Yeah. I'm going to look it up. Does the U.K. have orphanages?
That's
because
where their supply
they
of
won't get
fucking
rid of it
chimney sweeps are coming from.
They won't get rid of it because Tiny Tim needs a place to stay.
Oh, governor, I need some gifts.
I'd like some more.
I love how you make him Dobby off fucking Harry Potter.
That's the famous thing from the orphanage. Who is it? Please, sir, I'd like
I know,
some
but
more.
it just sounds just like Dobby off fucking Harry Potter.
Yeah, you're right. Well, I think that was the
gave me your
inspiration for
sock.
Dobby's voice. Master gave me your sock. Does the UK have orphanages?
Oh, did you type the oi in front of it?
Oi!
Oi!
Do the orphanages have orphanages? Do they?
over there?
At least one or a bunch of fucking petty boys.
Oi, outside the fucking orphanages, can you tell me next time Chelsea's gonna win the fucking cup?
Oh, I love this first thing. This is from 2017, though. It says, there are no true orphanages in the UK.
What do they mean by true?
Yeah, I don't know.
That's a very odd statement and way of putting it.
Yeah, it was written by Prince Andrews. There's no
shit.
true orphanages.
It's more of a slide to Epstein's
Just
Island.
Flop sweats. There's no true orphanages.
There's no true orphanage, a quid pro quo. There's a couple rules we must follow.
Couple rules and a couple quid pro quo. There is no true orphanage in the UK. If a child does not have any parents or has been removed from their parents' care, the child would usually either be cared for by a relative, family friend, or would go into foster care. So they have a foster care system too.
Huh.
Wild.
What's Australia's foster care system?
You know what it is? It's Foster, Australia for beer. They're turning the orphans into Foster's beer.
That's why you never hear about it, dude.
Yeah.
That's why it has such a
the-
unique taste.
Yeah, Foster's beer is the original adrenochrome. OG.
It's OG, dude. You get all
Yeah,
your
I'm throwing out terms people haven't talked about since 2016.
you get all your platelets right there in your beer, man.
Yeah. So I don't know. Yeah, it's that I was just because I
Need
feel like
stem
the UK was
cells
the
in your
first
beer?
place.
Fosters.
When I think orphanage, I think of the UK. That's like the first thing that goes to my head.
Exactly, because I always think about the
US
chimney sweeps on fucking God.
little pickpocket gangs.
We're just making a living, we are.
Bet couple quids there, governor.
Few pounds light, eh?
Coming into our turf. I'll stick ya.
We're gonna roll them. So, damn, dude. But yeah, no, that's that's all movie stereotypes from us growing up.
This is just all movies. This is what I've based my entire education on.
Yeah.
And you know what? It still works.
Don't fix what ain't broke.
Don't fix what ain't broken. Like I said, I think I said this like 10 episodes ago. I rewatched Harold and Kumar Go to White Castle. Or actually, Escape from Guantanamo Bay, the second one, which is funnier than even the first one. But it literally sums up my entire political beliefs.
Yeah.
Is when George Bush is smoking a blunt and he goes, you don't have to believe in your country, or you don't have to believe in the government to be a good American. You just got to believe in your country. And I'm like, God damn, you're right, fake George W. Bush.
The thing I related to most out of
off
Harold and Kumar, and I can't remember which one it is, they walk down to their car, they forget something inside, and the guy's like, yeah, just go back and get it. And he takes a look back, and he's like, it's too far.
Hey, I forgot my lighter. Oh, you want to go back and get it? And they're 10 feet from the door. Now we've gone too far.
Yeah. I do that with so much shit, like, I'm just going without this.
Yeah, nope, fuck it. I'm not going back.
I'm halfway down the stairs already.
I chalk it up to the Lord telling me he didn't need that anyway. And I'm like, you're right, Lord. Thank you.
And then you take a shot of the Lord.
Then you take a shot of the old Lord. That's one of my favorite fucking stories of all time. Have I ever told that on the podcast? Were you in there with me when that happened?
Yeah, I know exactly what that is.
Yeah.
'Cause it was done. That is old hat.
Yeah, it is. Oh, yeah. Well, you probably heard that bit beforehand.
Quite a few times.
Yeah. Well, our uncle, God bless him, is one of the best fucking people. One of the funniest people. And he runs bits. He's always had bits. And we would stay out in the camper because there'd be too many of us staying at the house for their bedrooms. So I'd stay out in the camper. And one day, he comes out to wake me up to get ready for the day. And it's on Sunday. He's like, Wade, it's time to get up. I'm like, okay. And he goes, you know, Wade, a lot of people go to church on Sunday, and that's where they go and get their spiritual revival. Me, I like to come out here, and he reaches into the freezer, pulls out the drawer, and pulls out a handle of fucking whiskey and says, I just come out here and speak with the old Lord. And it was a whiskey called the Lord. And he thought it was so funny. And what was weird is he did this to me. I was 10. I didn't know what whiskey and spirits were really yet. At that time. I was like, I don't know what that is. All I know is I know later that night, guess what I did? I pulled it out and I was like, so you just drink this stuff? And I went,
Oh, firewater bad.
Yeah, that's when that's why BV didn't taste so bad to me. Black
Oh,
Velvet
fucking Black Velvet's awesome.
It is
That's
awful.
Terrible
The
fire
first time
water.
I had fucking the Lord was not. It was almost as bad or worse. That's a cheap fucking whiskey, dude.
Oh. What, the Lord? Yes.
Yeah. that's why I'm saying when
That's
I drink Black Velvet,
that's
I was like,
like me if I go out to get my vodka and I go, you know what sounds great? Phillips.
Yeah.
Hawkeye.
What's Diddy's brand vodka? I'd like that one.
Fucking hell. I feel like having some Hawkeye.
Yeah. Oh, I did. Yeah, talk about drinking liquid Sharpie. That's what fucking Hawkeye vodka smells and tastes like.
It's like
It tastes
razor
like what a
blades on your
Sharpie
taste
smells
buds.
like. Yeah. That's why you just got to cut it with OJ.
Oh, we use Minute Maid lemonade in fucking high school,
Oh, yeah,
college.
Dude. Yeah.
I remember, dude, the worst thing about that, and I can distinctly remember this, is getting outed by the odor alone. Going to a college basketball game, sitting there, line of group, and every time you open your Minute Maid, I mean, just that rancid Hawkeye smell coming out is just like, yeah, it might as well been.
It's just rubbing alcohol.
Yeah, it
You
might as well
just
been
open up a
a
bottle of rub.
terroristic act that we were doing on the home side crowd. Because every time we'd open it up and have a drink, it was so obvious we're just getting tanked.
Yeah, the smell is so bad. Whoever had their 1 year sober chip in there had to go give it back.
It's like, hey, dude, I was huffing alcohol today.
Yeah, dude, I'm sorry. These fucking punk ass college kids came in and I sniffed Hawkeye. You know what happened? They're like, yeah, it counts, man. Fucking turn it in.
I got so close, I was actually leaning right over their shoulder.
Dude, it's so bad. I didn't know. Okay, I didn't know you could smell alcohol on people who were drinking all day.
Oh,
I really didn't know
this is before you realized the next day you smell like a brewery?
Yeah, no, I still didn't know that. I honestly didn't realize how bad my nose was until I started dating my girlfriend. And she's always like, "Do you smell that?" And I was like, "No." And then she smells me. And she's like, "It's fucking you. Go shower." I'm like, "Oh, okay, sorry." I was like, "I showered once already today," and like I was gonna shower later, but I don't know how I stink all this.
Yo, that reminds me. I just saw that big, huge debate going on about people constantly online about when do you shower? Do you shower at night or do you shower at morning? And everybody's like, well, you shower at night. That's the correct answer. And I really wanted to blast a message to everybody and be like, no, the correct answer is you shower. That's all that matters here. Do you fucking shower? Because if you don't, we need to weed those people out.
I think you should shower both times, especially if you've been out and about during the day because you've been out in public. You should shower before you go to bed.
Theoretically, you should probably, shower each time because you sweat while you sleep and shit.
Yeah, exactly. That's the way I always look at it.
No, I said you sleep and shit. You shit the bed.
I did.
Yeah,
Well,
it
I
happens.
leave streaks now and then, okay? Sometimes
That's
I hit
why I
a
have
deer in
brown
my sleep.
sheets so you can't see them.
No chocolate stains anymore. I think it's smart.
Yeah, big brain moves here.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, I'm going to have silk sheets.
Mm-hmm. Oh, man. Yeah. Sleeping naked. I'm not going to not sleep naked. I like the feeling of Egyptian cotton on the tip of my penis. But I didn't know you smelled after drinking so bad, right? Right, a whole day.
Oh yeah, day drinking.
Yeah, and I'll never forget one of my college finals was like a presentation, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think it might have been during what was known as VSHA at Iowa State. So that's like
when they had it. I love how you have to talk about this like it's in the Mesozoic era. Once upon a time,
and there was a magic week called VSHA.
Till somebody in a light pole ruined it all.
Yeah, until stop signs were ripped down, and then a literal stop had to be put to the event. But I showed up to class and I was drinking like fucking whiskey and a Coke bottle mixed with Coke, and stuff, and I'd been drinking all the night before, and I kept drinking in the morning and whatnot. And I go to my class, and I sit down next to my buddy Corey, and he goes, "Oh, dude, are you fucking for real right now?" And I go, "What?" He's like, "Are you fucking drunk right now?" I'm like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Dude, this is our final. Like, we have to do a presentation." It's like, "Oh, I got this, dude." And I was so drunk. Honestly, looking back on this, I shouldn't be as proud of this as I am. But I'm standing up there, and I got my hands behind my back, and I'm doing the, like, da-da-da-da-da-da, like, waiting as it gets to my turn, right? Like, all my partners are presenting. Corey knows I'm drunk. If he smelled me, like, the girls who were in our group had to know I was drunk, too. And I'm just standing there spacing out. And then it finally gets to me, and I look up, and I see my slide of the presentation up there, and I immediately snap into like a salesman mode and just go, "So, what we decided to do for our theme for this is," and just instantly sober as a fucking bird talking and just nailing it. And I look over at Corey one point while I'm pointing to different points of my slide, and I look over at him, and his mouth is fucking wide open. He can't believe I'm nailing this as hard as I am. He's like, "What?" And then I'm like, "And that wraps up," and I'll hand it off to Sarah, and then I go right back into the glazed over look, like the Manchurian Candidate. I just sat up and just like, and let me tell you about this fine product we have.
I had a 10-minute activation window, and you guys hit it perfect.
Yeah. It's like that whole thing with Will Ferrell in Old School when he's like, I don't know what happened. I blacked out. Yeah, Corey afterwards was like, how did you do that? I was like, Dad, I don't know. I just fucking did it. I learned way too early that I have test anxiety, and drinking was a way to actually curb the anxiety.
Testing sucks. I think that happens to a lot of people, though.
It does. I aced a literal statistics exam drunk as a skunk. And I didn't even know. I showed up to class. I wasn't going to go. I went out drinking on mug night, which is Wednesday nights at Iowa State. And I had class Thursday, and I wasn't going to go to class. And I was like, just go. You'll get the attendance. It's not that hard. You know, like, yeah, you're still drunk from the night before, but whatever. You just go and sit in class, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I show up, everybody's heads down. And I go, oh, no. And I walk up. I'm like, hey, I'm sorry I'm late. What's going on? And then he goes, oh, it's the midterm. Here's your paper.
Oh,
Here's
nice.
your test. And I was like, so I was out drinking all night, didn't study, didn't even know anything. And I just walked over and I was like, well, there's nothing I can do but take this test out. Nathan, I got 100%.
Nice.
And the girls who I normally did homework and stuff with, they studied all night. And for some reason didn't tell me about it. Like, nobody reminded me we had a midterm the next day. But they spent all day studying, and they all got B's. And I told them, like, I went out drinking last night and didn't even know we had this exam. And I got an A.
I did my best work challenging the teachers when I was on H. I was a real critical thinker.
I was really Liver Kinging it up there, dude. I was on PEDs. Yeah, it turns out fucking whiskey diets are fucking PEDs for statistics. You put me in an accounting room, dude, and you give me some whiskey and some Diet Coke, dude. I'm gonna crunch the entire numbers for your entire
I'm
business.
basically a Wall Street bro at that point.
Oh, man, you can call me Bernie Madoff because I'm going to be cooking them books.
Yeah.
Man, college was fun.
It was so dumb. Like, looking back at it, I'm like, oh, especially, well, our degrees, useless.
Useless. Extremely. It's funny because now everybody tries to tell me well, with doing stand-up, like, it kind of fits in there. I'm like, yeah, I'm not doing any of
What kind of jerk-off back patting is that? Like,
I don't know.
You know, it's like you didn't go to clown college. Like,
No. That would have been useful.
Yeah.
At least I could have been in Barnum and Bailey's,
Well,
or I could have became one of the co-stars of the hit TV show Jackass, like
Steve-O.
did.
Who actually did graduate clown
Who does
college.
the commencement speech, which he coincidentally did the same commencement speech as Harrison Butker. All you clown college girls need to get in the kitchen.
But with that voice, nobody takes you serious.
Yeah. Yeah, dudes, you can do anything. Chicks, you drool.
Dudes, yes. Chicks, no. Sorry.
No. No one wants a female clown.
Your tears aren't drawn on, they're real.
The mimes have issued a statement saying that they don't agree with Steve-O's statement.
Oh, Jesus. Is this the sadness draft? Yeah.
They're like, for all the audio listeners out there, I'm signing, pussies can do anything.
And I'm signing. Fuck you.
Oh, dude.
Which I love how the distinguishing of thank you and fuck you are so close in the same
dude.
motion.
So there was here's a great, Jake and me one time went to Target, and they had a deaf cashier, and she was very nice and stuff, and she was helping us, and like she's very good at her job and helping us. And Jake,
Cussed
trying to
her
be
out.
nice, trying to be nice, said thank you.
Mhm.
Like he did do thank you, and she was so happy because he was like the only person in the line and like who knew sign language in some capacity to say thank you, and so she was like, oh, and said you're welcome back, and like I forget what you're welcome.
And you did the fuck you. And just, oh.
No, I didn't. But then as we walked away, Jake goes, hey, did I just touch my chin or did I go under? Like Jake started panicking. He was like, did I tell her to fuck off? I was like, I don't think so. I think she said you're welcome. And he's like, okay, cool. I was like, even if you did, I don't think she would have been like, I think she would have known what you were trying to do. I don't think she would have been like, that guy just told me to fuck off after I rang him up. But he was panicking. He's like, did I do that right? We like went and looked up a YouTube tutorial. Like, do we need to run back in and be like, no, I'm not a bad person. I'm not a
That's
bad
why I
person.
never do anything, and I just say thank you because I never can remember. So in the heat of the moment, you shouldn't be able to do that. It's
No.
Hey, what are you gonna do? Well, I'm gonna put an obscene gesture, the same motion as a pleasantry, but I'm gonna put them literally mere inches apart on your face.
That's why I carry note cards that just say thank you on them, and I just pull it out like Wile E. Coyote.
Oh.
Whoop! Thank you.
Like, I feel like I don't know how. It's the hand gesture version of not being able to find the clit. Like, you're just like all over, like, where the fuck, which one?
I'll try circular motions. Circular motions.
And they're like, you're hungry?
Tatas. I'd like some tatas.
Back to Ace
Little
Ventura.
Jack.
Woo!
Yeah. Hi-ho, silver away.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that made me laugh so hard because Jake, it was immediately just thinking he was doing the right thing.
Yeah, you think
and
you're being nice, and then you got the panic mode, like, oh, was I a horrible person?
And I do that all the time where you're like, you do one thing and you're like, oh, I'm pretty sure I did that right. But then as you walk away, you go, oh, I fucked up. I didn't do that right. I did something wrong there. Fuck. Shit. Fuck.
Dude, the worst thing I think I ever did, and it's not worse.
Was start the beginning of this podcast?
Yeah, it was terrible. What do you mean? The beginning of this? What are you talking about? Butker knew what he was talking about, okay? No, it was.
Anyway.
I found like $40 in high school by a pump,
Right.
and I took it in and handed it to an old lady, and she just old is subjective when you're in high school because I fucking went in there. Old might as well been my age now, and I was just like, here. You dropped this? Oh, yeah. And now, looking back, I'm like, they didn't fucking lose that. I should have just pocketed all that and walked away.
Yeah. Oh, man. Finding cash is always a weird one. Unless you see the person physically drop it, you gotta,
keep it.
Chalk it up to, that's the Lord paying you back for putting back your shopping cart that last week. Where every other asshole just left it in a spot.
Yeah. I could have went out and bought some cool things that I don't need with that money.
I could have bought Marlboro Lights.
That's exactly what they would have went to. Oh, free carton.
Black and Milds and Marlboro Lights. Let's fucking go.
Oh, dude, I got a free carton. I'd look like 50 Cent when they show him photos of him at the strip club, but instead of cash, it's just a fucking
Lights.
carton.
It's nothing but Marlboro points.
Yeah. I'm on my way to get my
that
jacket. Who's popping Marlboro collars tonight?
Oh, boys, you're going to be so jealous on our next camping trip because I'm going to have a Marlboro sleeping bag.
It only cost
Toasted like my cigarettes.
Woo, it only cost me 6 years off my life, and I'm sleeping comfy.
Yeah. Meanwhile, it's just an asbestos bag.
Oh, yeah, just speeding cancer along.
Yeah.
Actually,
you put that too close to a fire, you will ignite.
That would be the funniest thing ever, is if they gave you that, and they're like, yeah, and we lined it with kindling.
Yeah. If you sleep in this too close to a fire, you will go out like the thing you love to smoke, up in flames.
You will become the next Evil Knievel.
You're going to be like Cheech and Chong, up in smoke, brother.
Cheech and Chong, dude.
Yeah. Oh, man. You know where else you can find something else up in smoke, Nathan?
Yeah, punandgame.com. Check it out. The entire network there at your fingertips for free. Again, punandgame.com. Get all that content for free. Also, something for free is over on youtube.com. Type in Comic Wade Taylor with no spaces. Again, that's Comic Wade Taylor. You can get clips of this show, Not Worth the Time, as well as full episodes. Plus, the most important thing you want to be there for, though, is clips of that man's stand-up. So you go check all that stuff out, like and subscribe. But then back on punandgame.com, get some merch.
That's right, everybody. Head over to the Pun and Game shop where you can get T-shirts, hoodies, and all sorts of cool stuff to represent your favorite shows here at the punandgame.com. And, guys, we got mugs and fucking stickers now. That's a new one, right, Nathan? You want a mug? Don't you want to just think about your favorite podcast every morning when you start your day with a cup of joe?
Put a little Lord in there and have a good start to the day.
Coffee, I'm going to have a start with the old Lord. We're going to have a conversation.
I got to put the Lord in here. I have a test to take.
Yeah. Listen, do you want me to nail these counting records or not? I got to be
Hey, just because I'm drinking this, you don't need to nail me back here, okay?
Yeah. There's a reason, okay, that tax season falls on Easter, okay? It's because you have to drink with the old Lord in order to settle up your taxes.
To get a revival of funds.
Yeah. But get on over to the Pun and Game shop, get yourself something cool, and don't forget to use promo code WGAF. That's promo code WGAF, and they get you free shipping at checkout.
Just picturing you sweating, taking a test, and somebody licking you like the people that lick frogs to get high. In your version, they're just getting drunk.
I was my own distillery for knowledge.
Who is him?